There, Billy. Do you see?
I see it, David.
St. Astraea Girls' School. It's gonna be so horrible. I have to approach that place and go in it. Do you think Rean will make it out alive if he goes in?
He is the Ashen Chevalier, David. He's gone into tougher dungeons.
No, he hasn't. If he could just cut up everything inside there, it'd be easy. Instead, he can't. He has to go in and be faced with the place where everyone is in love with him. Eustace has even used this to his own advantage. Eustace was like, Rean, I have to go to a party where everybody there is going to try to marry their daughter off to me. Please help me. And the way that he was able to do that was by saying, look, girls, it's the Ashen Chevalier! And then what did they all do? That is an entire building full of Eustace's parties. In the last episode, Chancellor Osborne trolled Rean so hard, I've never seen greater trolling. We poked around Heimdall. And in this episode, yeah, we've got more of Heimdall to poke around in before we get to running around the local highways and sewers and junk looking for Calvert spies. And I mean, it should be awesome.
But first, we must overcome this hurdle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the cathedral. Because I can go somewhere else first. I can put it off.
Speaking of avoiding important threats, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
It's true. May as well just face it. There it is. I don't wanna do it. Oh God, don't make me. I'm the opinionator. Remember me fondly.
And I'm We Squared. David, aren't you self-inserting too much here?
This has too many harem elements for me not to.
Hurry up. Face your destiny like a man. Here it is, St. Astraea's Girls' School. Oh wow, it's so fancy! So this is where Elise and the princess go to school. I kind of envy them.
I can make sense of Muse going to school here, but it is rather difficult to imagine you here. I was about to say, I'm not so sure she'd really fit in.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, she'd get along with everyone just fine, but
the culture is not a place she wants to be.
It's just not her thing.
Yeah. Hey, Allie, what are you trying to say?
Nothing.
Well, ain't this just a nice little garden of sheltered, naive ladies? Yes, my breath is nice and fresh. I bet any one of them would do whatever you said if you fed them the right lines, including a certain someone's little sister.
Are you talking about Wayne or Rean?
Yes. Hey, Ash!
You shouldn't say such...
This seems like an interesting conversation.
Oh no!
And meanwhile, Ash, who normally stands up to Rean, is like, kind of withering from the killing intent. And then it's like, Wayne! I was talking about Wayne's little sister, not yours, Wayne's!
Care to repeat that last comment? I didn't quite catch it.
Chill out, it was just a joke. Come on, man, you're cutting off the circulation.
This isn't the first time I've noticed it, but...
It's like his personality completely changes when it comes to Elise.
It doesn't even surprise me anymore.
Losing blood flow in my left arm!
I think the contrast between that and his normal self is just adorable.
Yeah, and you're like a murderous woman. I've seen that look in your eyes as you're shooting targets in the forehead. So it's about the same as you, huh?
Rean! And everyone else, too!
Oh, thank God!
Elise!
Well, speak of the devil.
I still demand to meet Wayne's sister.
Me too.
I'd heard you were coming to Heimdall for your field exercises. But I didn't expect I'd get to see you on the first day.
Huh? What?
Ash is holding his shoulder.
Oh, I didn't even see. Yeah, we're on our way to our special operations missions, or more accurately, we're actually in the middle of them. But there's something I needed to ask you first.
I actually think seeing you was his main motivation.
Shut up.
I'm all the way over here.
That is hardly difficult to believe, considering his outburst just now. Miss Elise, I will tell you all about it, including the reasons for it and the results. By the way, Ash, are you alright? Is your shoulder okay? Your face is looking a little bit pale, and is that blood trickling from one of your ears? Also, I can hear your heartbeat from here, and there's sweat pouring off of you. When I look at your other armpit, it seems like it's soaked. Also, your knees and legs are trembling.
It's nothing! I can finally feel my arm again!
Ash, are you sure you're alright? Your hair is turning gray.
Hey, you better watch out when you start dating.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You better make him get down on all fours and beg if you want him to live!
What?
Anyway, Elise, it's been a while.
Isn't it fantastic? Instead of Rean being killed, Rean found an excellent excuse to do the killing. Thank you for the other day. Yes, I should be the one to thank you. So, what was it you wanted to talk to me about? Well, actually, Rean explained the situation with the Calvardian spies.
Have you seen any in the school?
Yes? I mean, what?
What?
How would she know anything about Calvard spies?
She does know Alphen.
Well, that's true, I guess. And
Alphen knows Oliver, so it's possible there could be some trickle-down information.
Why would Alphen and Oliver hide information about this from, like, the military and the Bracers and Rean? Look, should Elise even know about this? Well, it's too late now. I'm sure she already knows everything anyway because of Alphen. Except she doesn't, because she just said, I had no idea.
Elise, you're the student council president. Have you heard anything about this?
The world is not run by farking high school students. I haven't. Her Highness is back at Valflame Palace preparing for the summer festival, so the usual guards are absent today. Really?
So, does that mean there's no security? Rean immediately is like, I will stay here and guard the place.
Oh, we still have our regular security guards, but if what you say is true, it doesn't all add up. Yes, regardless of the princess's absence, lowering the security for the daughters of VIPs is indeed an unusual act. Hey, Elise, if you don't mind, let me speak with the head of...
Look!
Here it comes!
Oh, God.
Is that?
Run, Instructor Schwarzer, I'll hold them back.
That guy President Elise is talking to.
I knew it. I always knew it would come down to this. Oh, God, please help. Adios, what have I done to deserve this?
Come forth, Malamar!
Ooh, that's a great idea! Lecter will show up and interrupt it or something.
Oh, it is!
It's the Ashen Chevalier!
Why is the crowd made up the same 4 people?
That's right. I heard he became an instructor for Thor's branch campus.
Are those the students?
Look at the boys. That handsome blue-haired one. And that blonde one has some real bad boy charm.
The girl with the pink hair seems super cool.
The silver-haired one is just like an adorable little doll.
Hey.
Wait, and is that? Hey, please don't.
I'm sorry for dropping in like this. I'll contact you again later.
Throws down like a smoke bomb and they all ninja vanish.
Yes, that would probably be for the best. All right, ladies, break time is over.
No fair, President Elise.
Good freaking save. Elise has always been extremely underrated. She just saved Rean. Out of jealousy, perhaps, but it still happened.
Regardless of the motivations.
I heard this school emphasized modesty.
Yeah, those girls are about as modest as those bunny ear chicks we got back home. Well, that's what happens when girls get together.
Still, there must be boundaries. Why does every boundary end with Instructor Rean?
Even now, I suspect their heads are spinning with all sorts of wild fantasies.
Please quit talking about those books.
After all, I'm sure some of them simply can't be satisfied with your everyday boy meets girl romance.
I told you to stop talking about those books.
I'm not touching that one. Well...
Hey now, Yuna, what do you mean, well? In any case, we can't proceed carelessly. I'll talk to Elise later. Come, let us return to our missions. Searching for Calvard spies is so much simpler than hanging out at the front gate of St. Astraea. Understood.
Fine, let's get rolling then. Jesus.
And in the Fancy Pants Hotel,
We have the Fancy Pants Ferris.
she's wearing a dress, dude. Quit talking about her pants.
Alright then, I'll stop talking about the pants she's not wearing. Oh, hello everyone. I didn't know you would be in Heimdall. Ferris, it's so nice to see you. So, are you just visiting, or...?
Here to have her showdown with the evil Hugo Kleist, of course.
Oh, I'm not on vacation. You see, this hotel is a popular place for business meetings.
We'll be keeping up with you because we have to find Hugo so we can confirm all of our theories. That he's the leader of the Black Workshop and the Grand Master of Ouroboros, or whatever the heck it is that he's actually doing. An Iron Blood? Maybe he's an Iron Blood. Here on business, huh? Impressive.
Why, thank you. I'm just about to meet someone.
Someone?
The evil Hugo Kleist! And it looks like you're here on a mission. It seems we'll both have to perform our duties at the highest level today.
Well, Ferris, good luck. Don't back down when you face him. Her department store must be doing well.
Forget stopping crime like we're doing. She's the real hero here. Dealing with that rich little punk, the evil Hugo Kleist, must be a total pain in the ass. We just gotta deal with enforcers, not the evil Hugo Kleist of evil.
Okay, joking aside, isn't that actually what Ash was saying?
Yeah.
Wasn't he saying, like, forget stopping crime, she has to fight Hugo? We're not making this up. There's this weird subplot really playing the dude up. And the next time he walks by, he's gonna, like, turn and look at the camera. Just like he did before.
And you know what's worse? We're probably not even going to get a resolution to that in this game. It's gonna be the next game before we find out the truth of the evil Hugo Kleist.
That he's one of the Anguis?
I don't know.
No, seriously, I just want to know what the heck he's doing.
Like, why was he on the Courageous with Cedric?
Well, he's doing some government contract work. As for what that means, providing various types of weaponry. Remember, Kleist & Co. is partnering with Reinford?
Oh, yeah.
So is he providing weaponry to the... But they just get it from Reinford themselves.
Right?
They're the military. Maybe he's giving them all red gnosis, that's it. Heimdall Cathedral! Compared to St. Astraea, this place should be downright safe. Not that I would expect a cathedral to be dangerous. That's... Looks like they were in the middle of Mass.
This place is really big. The cathedral in Ordis was huge, but this looks even bigger. Yes, and that person is the man known as the head archbishop.
It was the person known as the head archbishop,
that
or
was how it
something
was.
ridiculous like that. The head of Erebonia's Septian Church, head Archbishop Sigmar.
Sigmar. What an ominous name.
And he just looks like every other archbishop. When Adios introduced the people to the land of misery, she said to them, "Live in the light and be at peace with the darkness." She is not praising the darkness. It means that even when shrouded in darkness, tightly embrace any light you may find, even if it is merely thy neighbor. These are tough times we live in, and in these times, our faith and love for our neighbors are tested. And so concludes morning mass. Thank you for your attention.
Wow, those were such beautiful words.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything that stirring in a while. Well, since we're here, we might as well do some worshiping.
Good idea. Do we have to?
Considering what we're going to be going up against before too long, we had really better get some extra blessings from Adios.
Yeah. That was a huge cathedral, but mass seemed normal.
Why would it be any different? That's the whole point. It's like a formalized ritual that's going to be the same everywhere.
Shut up!
I did not detect anxiety from the congregation despite the situation, but why would you be anxious during Mass?
Yes, I feel people who attend Mass are usually like this.
That is pretty much what I was saying.
Why are you all acting this weird?
Perhaps the citizens haven't been informed about anything yet.
Maybe it's for the better if it prevents panic. It's not like the government really has any solid information.
Septian Church, huh? Now, this sounds strange, but I've got a bad feeling about this.
I don't know why. They're the good guys.
Instructor? It's nothing. Let's go look somewhere else.
Yeah, let's go. Although Thomas did say he did what he did to make Rean a little suspicious of him.
Oh, right. It's just that I think about...
The new Class 7. It seems like they've begun.
Well, hello there.
Just to get this out of my system, I just think about Kevin and Wazzy and Gaius and Rosine and Reese, and I'm like, you want me to be suspicious of them?
Right?
I suppose I can leave them, Emma, and grandmother to someone else.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Why do you need to oppose us?
Right? Freaking talk to us, dang it! Oh, Lake Lord!
That reminds me, I think there's only 3 fish left.
So this is where Kurt lives? What a great view!
What's up with this Roman aqueduct?
And look, there's Russian water!
No, Roman, not Russian.
That would be an aqueduct, Yuna.
Thank you for pointing out the freaking aqueduct!
They don't call this the premier educational district of Heimdall for nothing.
To learn about aqueducts? The museum that submitted the required request that's not actually required, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Is also here, correct? Yes, at the top of this hill. And the Imperial Academy is right nearby, so this area is usually packed with students and staff members. A number of manufacturing companies also have their headquarters here.
To our immediate right is Revolt Company.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Not the one in Sutherland, but the current one.
Mm-hmm.
The one that Claire sold the rights to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Revolt and Company, my apologies.
And that is true. For instance, a maker of fine musical instruments, the Revolt Company, is right over there. Even though Billy tried to argue and say, no, it's Revolt and Company, I shall call it Revolt Company. Who is right? Who cares? no one will ever know. Who cares? The building beyond that is the Lake Lord Company, which makes fishing equipment. You will note there is also an and on that side.
See? It's not just me! I haven't heard of either. Wait,
What?
hold on. I have heard of both of them! Wait, Revel? You mean that icicle woman? Well, just because she's got the same name doesn't necessarily mean she's related.
As soon as the company was in my control, I gave the rights to a longtime employee.
Oh yeah, she gave them, not sold them. I see. So that's the store, huh?
Oh wait, didn't we run into a Lake Lord a while back?
Yes, he was Instructor Rean's classmate, Kenneth. We met him in Crossbell.
Fish!
I don't know if he's there, but if you're interested, we can go check it out. Either way, we need to check out the museum later, and...
We should start with the usual. Time to pay your dues!
Everybody else has had to deal with it. You can't complain. The Vander Training Hall, also known as Kurt's home.
You're going to introduce us to your parents, right?
Fine. It's not like I have anything to hide. The training hall is just around the corner. If we're going, let's just get this over with.
Yay!
All right, let's go everywhere else first.
Yeah, of course. Are you crazy? Of course we're going there last. Aw, but we want to go to the training hall last. Information nugget number 4? Unless we lost count, it's 4. Well, it's 4 now. No matter what you pugs think, I'm Quest Guy, you don't question me. An employee with books about Calvert suddenly quit his job. You can tell he's a terrorist because he had books about the country he was from? Well, anyway, he vanished and moved.
Huh.
Huh?
I thought I recognized one of the voices from the yelling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we got a voice now, we'll get a voice again, and I'll say something about it. Unless I was wrong, in which case, completely disregard this.
Understood.
So that's the headquarters of the Vander School, one of the 2 great sword styles of Erebonia. Sounds like they're practicing, which makes sense. Also, poor Kurt. There's a great sword on the main emblem.
Well, that is what it's known for.
Hey, Dreikel's companion used 2 swords.
It's true.
Kurt does have a legacy to fulfill and stuff. We saw the training hall in Parm, but this one seems even more intense.
You never would have known they'd been relieved of their duty or whatever. Hey, Ash!
Well, it's true. But it's not like the Vander style has become obsolete, it's just out of favor politically for the moment. If anything, since my father became head martial arts instructor of the Imperial Army, our numbers are swelling back to what they were.
Jeez! Oh, really? Evidently so, judging by the sound.
Mateus Vander, the Thunder God.
Oh!
It's been sort of frustrating. If Rean already knew who Kurt's father was, why didn't he say anything about him at all or acknowledge his existence up until now? Because it's always just literally been Kurt saying, my father.
Because it's not time for him to have all that stuff until now.
It's just weird that we never heard his name until it was mentioned by Arce.
Yeah.
I think that's weird, okay? I've never met him before, but he's a sword guy, so naturally I know who he is.
There! Your guard's down. Your fundamentals are all over the place. You need to focus more on your core.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi-ya!
That sounds like a woman.
And she sounds very strict.
Maybe she's the acting master for this class.
It's your mom, isn't it?
Yes, She is something like that. Please don't talk about my mom. This is embarrassing. I'm going to go in and she's going to be all like fighting someone. It's going to be like, ha! Take this, you weakling! And then I'm going to show my face and be like, hi, Mom. And she's going to be, oh, Curdy! She's going to have really big boobs and she's going to stuff my face into him. Oh, Curdy! That's what it's going to be. So, Ash, just shut up. You should probably wait till they're done.
In that case, shall we head to the museum first? Yeah, I guess we gotta put this on the back burner.
That's what I was trying to do, was head to the museum first. You wouldn't let me. Now you're gonna make me?
More proof that we follow the game's pacing, not the other way around.
Lord Blobble?
Lord Blobble? What an unfortunate name.
I am so sorry, Lord Blobble, but at least your family is of noble birth, so you can pass on the Blobble name to posterity for all time. Long live the Blobbles. I'm pretty sure that student who got number 4 on the exam is Blobble.
He is now.
Blobble!
He was named after the blobfish.
Is that good or bad?
You decide.
The Imperial Museum appears to be open. It's a huge museum with exhibits from not only the Empire, but the entire continent. Our very first introduction in Trails to the history of the world and a lot of really important concepts came when you got to the museum in Gransel. And
you're right.
And you looked at the exhibits. Now, if you didn't play the game in release order, then, you know, you would have gotten it from some books in a library or something. But I just feel as though something kind of important is going to happen with the museum. I've always wanted to come here to see all their historical documents, but I never had the time.
You're such a history dweeb, because you're the history teacher. Why is that weird?
Yeah. Why is it weird, Ash? You want to tell me some more about how much of a dweeb I am?
Yeah, you're a dweeb. You're the dweebiest dweeb to ever dweeb.
There are dweebier dweebs than me.
No, there aren't.
Take it back. I'll go to St. Astraia, and I'll show you how much of a dweeb I am there. Bring it on, kid. I've been here a few times myself. It's pretty impressive. The curators are really good at explaining everything.
I see. Now I'm kind of curious. Well, I hear admission is free, so why not have a look-see?
I am not a dweeb.
Oh, there, Instructor Rean. Come, let me comfort you.
I was making a sarcastic joke.
Wow, this place is pretty impressive.
It appears to be fairly expansive. Yeah, I've heard it takes a full day to see all of their exhibits.
How big is this place? For real?
Well, you don't just look at an exhibit for like 1 second and then you're done.
I do.
What?
No, I'm just joking, man. Calm down.
I like going to museums!
It's a shame we don't have time for that today.
One of our request clients is here. We should check in with the receptionist. It is about time to... Are you serious?
Wait, hold on!
Is that Beryl?
I think so! Excuse me, we're here to see someone. Hello? Oh, no.
No, it's Dorothee?
It's Dorothee!
Suddenly, I have a feeling of great terror in the pit of my stomach. My breath, it's not coming so easily.
Oh, I can't believe such wild, passionate love could exist in this world. Oh no, if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up drooling all over this book.
Let's just come back later. She's not even listening. I feel as though I am not of an appropriate age to hear her comments. Oh, I feel like I've seen her somewhere before.
Hey, Four Eyes, you listening? Huh? Oh, sorry. I was,
Oh?
Dorothee? I haven't seen you since you graduated.
We'll be taking our leave now.
It was so wonderful to catch up with you. Bye! Because you write freaking porn about me, and that's too awkward. Look at Altina's face. What's weird is not 15 minutes ago, Billy and I were like, oh, I guess that we're not going to see Dorothy or Nicholas or Clara since
Because they were in the Imperial Chronicle.
And here's Dorothy.
Okay.
Rean? It's good to see you again.
Huh? You know her, instructor? You mentioned graduation. Does that mean you went to school with her?
Yeah, she was a year ahead of me.
Welcome. I'm Dorothee, the curator here.
It's amazing that she doesn't earn enough income off of her writing
Right?
to not have to work a job like this.
Well, maybe she just does this for a hobby.
The only thing she ever thought about was boys. Lots and lots of boys.
I never guessed I'd be able to meet the famous branch campus students. I'd like to welcome you all to the Imperial Museum.
I'm very concerned. Oh, so you were in the same club as Emma then? That's right. I was the club president. We wrote a book together for the school festival. Oh, it really takes me back.
Were you just licking your palm?
Maybe. I still keep in touch with her. She's told me all about you guys at the branch campus.
Oh, I see. So you're not only writing porn about me, you're writing porn about my students?
I don't know how to feel about this.
Huh, I hope she told you, good things.
Oh, so you're the Dorothy from Thor's main campus?
I'm a big fan of yours.
The very same Dorothy who wrote Love Song of the Summer Grass? You know about that? I didn't even print that many copies. It's become a legend in certain circles.
I remember Dorothy wasn't able to get her work published right away, but then I guess it's not that she's a famous author or even necessarily a successful one, but one...
The audience is very niche.
But, has some very loyal fans, I guess.
A story of two young men who go through misunderstandings and conflict, but end up nurturing a friendship that blooms into passion. I need to take a shower. Could you excuse me for like 5 minutes? It's truly an honor to be able to meet the author of such a masterpiece. I never thought I'd run into a true believer here. Oh, I'm so happy.
A true believer?
I see. So she's one of those. Slowly backs up and hides behind Ash.
She's pretty well ascendant in terms of, those. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, she is the very picture of those. If she's in the literature club, that means she's the same as Ash.
Do not lump me in together with her. What? Do you mean he's? Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm only in the club because it's the perfect place to nap. Probably don't like to hear that, huh, Miss Bookworm? Well, too bad. No, not at all. Naps are the best.
What are you even talking about?
Look on her face! Oh, the image is coming to me. A young man napping by the windowsill in the library, surrounded on all sides by books. A man with ebony hair like the night sky, his teacher, and a lithe boy with hair like the summer sky. His rival both arrive to check on him. Their eyes meet. She works quick.
What's even going on in that head of hers? Please, don't answer the question, because then I'll know what it is.
Oh, what a lovely scene. It's simply perfect.
Yuna, do you understand what everyone is talking about?
I'll tell you when you're older! I don't think I want to understand.
Well, glad to see she's as talented as ever. Really, I would have expected she'd be much more successful.
I'm sorry about that. I try to keep my fantasies under control in public, but it was just so... Anyway, the request was made by Rilke. He's one of our curators here. He should be waiting in the first exhibit hall. If you have time, please go and speak with him there.
Got it, thanks. I'll let you guys decide whether we take the request or not, as usual. But that aside, we should have enough time to take a quick glance around here.
I don't care what we do as long as we get away from her. I agree. There are so many fascinating things here after all. No kidding. Even this first room looks like it'll be a lot of stuff to look at.
All the exhibits have been changed out since the last time I was here.
Yes, we changed the first exhibition room by the season. We have a different theme with a new set of displays every time. Think they're done training back at your home by now?
Well, they should at least be on break soon. In that case, we should head straight there once we're done.
Oh, before you go, I'd like to congratulate you for starting up the branch campus, as well as founding the new Class 7. I hope your field exercises here in Heimdall go well. Aw, thank you!
Yeah, thanks, Dorothee. Oh, for crying out loud! This is where they took the bell?
Oh, the one they took out of the tower in Crossbell?
I'm actually worried about this, and like, fiends being summoned.
Ah! I see!
That is really... We don't want these bells in towns. We didn't want it in the center of Crossbell either, frankly, but... Huh, I feel like I have seen this giant bell somewhere before.
So do I, but from where? Wait, is this the bell from Center Square in Crossbell?
It's great for tradition. Why do you think we had the name Crossbell, etc., but
if it can summon fiends or whatever its relationship to them is.
I will be seriously shocked if nothing comes up with this bell being here.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I remember seeing a dumb-looking bell like this one on the way to the Governor General shindig.
No, this one's a little different. If I had to guess, I'd say it's one of Crossbell's 3 celestial bells.
Now that I get a closer look, you're right! It does look different from the Sun Bell. I remember hearing the SSS mention a moon bell and a star bell. It must be one of those.
Yes, the plaque said it's the Star Bell. Apparently, it used to be on top of Stargazer's Tower. Yeah, that was the one.
I wonder if it was brought here for security reasons.
Security reasons? This is kind of insecure, isn't it? When Crossbell declared its independence, the 3 bells resonated with each other and were used for a large-scale ritual.
So I guess by moving it here, yeah, they could prevent that ritual from occurring again?
I mean, unless they can still resonate with each other.
Oh god, that would be awful.
They separated the 3 of them to prevent such a thing from happening again.
Well, it seems kind of complicated, but I guess it's for the best. Whatever, just looks like a big lump of metal to me.
Yeah, you say that, but what do you think? It's some occult BS or something?
The occult is bullcrap.
Haven't you learned by now that the occult is not bullcrap? Oh, it was donated to the Imperial Museum as a sign of friendship, was it?
Uh-huh, I believe that.
How accurate.
You know, just like the Calvardian Embassy requested the assistance of the RMP and Intelligence Division.
It did request it, didn't it? Right, so ancient quarry, connected to the animist faith of the region, made before recorded history. What's recorded history? It's before the Great Collapse. Or, I mean, it's everything after
Right.
a certain point from the Great Collapse, so...
Because all that history was lost,
presumably. So this stuff, like, predates the arrival of the Celestial Titans or some such.
Yes? Is that Abraham Lincoln in samurai armor? You look at the hat.
It is Abraham Lincoln wielding a hexagram-shaped sword with really big pants and wearing a castle turret. That's awesome! I wish I had pants that big! No, in all seriousness, so before recorded history, something like this, Celestial Titans, blah blah, resurrect the Celestial
Ready
Titans,
to go.
blah blah, 2 opposing plans, 1 for each Titan, right? Or something like that?
That makes sense.
Anyway, these are just things I'm thinking about since we've gotten more knowledge about history since the last time we have been in a museum. This is utterly ridiculous, you know?
The technological advances.
This was 1140.
Uh-huh.
This wasn't even 70 years prior to when this game takes place.
Wow.
70 years ago, they were using a kiln to create, like, basic gunpowder guns, and now there's the internet.
Well, the Orbital Revolution's kind of a big thing. The museum got a hold of a 1,000-year-old artifact. It looks like a lamp.
It does look like a lamp.
That is why Quest Guy said that.
Thanks, Quest Guy.
You're welcome. They wanted to make sure it wasn't alive, but it's a lamp. Lamps aren't alive.
That's true. That is how it is. Thank you, Quest Guy.
You're welcome. So he wants us to fight monsters while holding the lamp. Okay. The eternal HEIMDALLR. Is it?
Quest Guy,
Yes?
are you contemptuous of this lamp?
Yes. The students agree.
I don't hear any shouting inside.
They must be taking a break. Let's go in.
We're supposed to hold this lamp during battle, right?
Oh, are you suggesting we maybe try it out in here?
Yeah, that'll be safe.
Except that if it reacts poorly to the people we're fighting, it's not monsters getting caught in the crossfire, it's innocent civilians.
Yeah, it'll be safe. Ah, this is the Vander. It's much bigger than the training hall in Parn. Well, this is the HQ of our school.
Makes sense.
Probably my house. What, did you think it was going to be small?
Oh, Master Kurt! Oh, Master Kurt, you're back!
I'm glad to see you're doing well. I'm home, Von, Rayfon, whoever you are. What do you want me to do? But please don't call me Master.
Well, why not? That's what you are, aren't you?
Oh, who are they?
And nice to meet you. We're Kurt's classmates.
We're with Thor's Military Academy's branch campus.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wow, so many cuties!
I'm jealous.
You know, I'd complain about this, but what were we saying about Kurt's mom? I have no room to complain.
And that's...
Pleased to meet you. Please stop the fanboying. We were passing by, so we wanted to say hello.
Welcome to the Vander Training Hall.
Ooh, she's got a smooth voice.
Welcome back, Kurt. It feels like it's been forever since you were last here.
Oh, she certainly is beautiful.
Dude, your mom's a babe.
She your sister? She's pretty fine.
Although maybe I shouldn't be so quick to be hitting on sisters with you-know-who around.
I kind of wanted to see the Curdy wordy, though.
I have returned home, mother.
Mother?
You're shitting me.
A stepmother, perhaps? No, they look too similar.
No, it's obvious he gets his looks from his mom.
Okay, well, it's just that she was 12 when she got married, so...
Hey now, maybe she just was really blessed with good genes.
Actually, that's probably the case.
Hey, come on now, guys. Don't be so rude. You just met her.
My mom is in her mid-60s, and she looks like she's 35?
Yeah.
My grandmother is in her mid-80s, and she looks like she's 55.
I like how you just keep going to the 5 in the middle.
I look like I'm 700 and have nothing in common with them.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you in Class 7. Kurt's told me so much about you in his letters.
What a strange place for the camera to go to. Aurier?
I am Matthias Vander's second wife, Aurier Vander. I'm so glad you could stop by.
Ah, so she's his second wife, and that is why Kurt doesn't look like... He did say half-brother or something.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why he's so different, and I guess it's a little more understandable.
Like his complex?
Yeah, I'm sure there's no actual tension.
Right, but he doesn't feel like he's a full-blooded Vander. He doesn't have the physique. He's not using the traditional swordsman style, you know.
I think he's probably over that after Victor Arcade was like, hey man, you know, the legendary hero Vander was using dual swords just like you, and you know that Kurt's family relationship has got to be good and not have any problems.
Yeah, he's probably over a lot of it now.
If he ever had it to begin with.
Yeah.
I see, so Laura was here shortly before, huh?
Come to think of it, the training hall in Parm?
Yes, she came here to be a temporary teacher. The pupils and I enjoyed her visit quite a bit. Oh yes, we heard a woman's voice from outside earlier.
It didn't sound anything like you. Does your mother also teach?
Yes, she was trained in the art of the sword. She and my father and brother trained me from a very young age.
I see. So that stern voice...
The headmaster of the Vander School, also known as the Storm Watcher.
Who the hell keeps coming up with these nicknames?
That is a good question. It's like there's some committee. I never thought that she could have been Kurt's mother. She must completely transform into a different person when it comes time to put a sword in her hand. I used to be called that when I was younger. This is ridiculous. You could say she was like 23 and it'd be believable.
Yeah.
This was before Kurt was born.
Ha. So you're pretty good, huh? Well, it seems like you have your obstacles, what with all your guys scattered around. You all know where this is going.
No, he's saying, sure sucks to be the Vander School when all the important people in it have been scattered to the four corners of the Empire in obscure positions.
That makes way more sense. Hey!
No, it's true. Father became the head martial arts instructor of the Imperial Army, but he was called to Gorelia Fortress and isolated from the Empire. My brother is in the Nord Highlands, and my uncle's at Oryx Fort. That sums up the Vander family's current situation.
Kurt.
Yes, that's right. But I won't allow us to be swept away by the past. There are many disciples of Vander all over the Empire, not just Parm. Many people still support us, including the Arcade School. Our duties may have been lost, but we must still do what's right as Vanders. Do what you must do. I mean, well said. Kurt, you should find your answer for yourself. You're my son, so I understand that you are a wishy-washy little kid. Always doubts yourself. Knock it the heck off. Spend time with Class 7 at the branch campus, where you chose to go. I believe you'll be able to achieve your goals in the capital. Mother... Yes, I will do my best. Too bad, I was hoping for the doting mom type.
She's really amazing. She's beautiful, strong. There's just this dignified aura about her. The Storm Watcher. I'd say she certainly lives up to her title. She's totally my type, but I doubt I'll ever be on her level.
Please do not talk about my mother like that.
You gonna do something about it, pretty boy?
Maybe I will. But I do admit, she is an amazing person. It's not just my mother. My brother, father, uncle, they're all accustomed to the Vander way.
Ah, here he goes.
And I'm just a skinny little pretty boy, crying and sad. Actually, did you see his...
Mateus looks badass!
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's why I can't accept things the way they're going now. I won't go along with Chancellor Osborne and the Emperor's methods. Kurt. I apologize for taking up your time. Let's get going. Special ops missions, spy investigations. We need to accomplish both. That's right. We've done what we needed to do, so we should be able to do those requests. We should be prepared should any beasts show up.
Or spies.
Yes. Or should this lamp, explode into a cryptid?
Ah, what a pain. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Curdy wordy.
Will you please stop?
No. I'm sorry, what? Did you just say dude? We finished making our rounds, but something definitely feels weird. It's like the security here is kind of thin and weirdly placed.
That may be to funnel the spies where they want them to go, or that they're not defending things they don't think need to be defended for some 3D chess reason.
I feel like it might be more like they know what the spies want.
Yeah.
And so they're defending what's important, and they know that the spies aren't going to, do a drive-by on some civilians or something like that. Let's be serious.
I agree. We still need to make sure we aren't spotted, but it feels like they're deliberately leaving openings for us to slip through.
You ask me, this has got the intelligence division smell all over it.
I won't deny that. However, there are still some issues I find puzzling. There are no clues as to the movements of the Calvardian agent.
Yeah, the information we've gotten
just showed that there were possibly some here.
Yeah, it didn't actually tell us anything.
Maybe they're simply not active in the western half of the city? That's why I didn't agree to make that bet with Prince Cedric.
Or perhaps they're so stealthy, not even the intelligence division can detect them. If that's the case, we're gonna have a real tough time.
Either way, I think this is as much as we're gonna be able to investigate for now. Once we finish things here, let's head out onto all the highways, all of them.
All the highways!
Understood. We need to take care of the wanted monster and the cryptid lamp, right?
Well, let's go kick its ass quick then. We got stuff to do. Calling it now. It's gonna be a cat. It's gonna be a cat. Chucky? Oh! Quest Guy was mistaken. It is a parakeet. Well done. Quest Guy is impressed.
Well, these are pigeons, not parakeets.
Well observed, Damon.
You can tell they're pigeons because it says pigeons. They also don't have orange heads or turquoise bodies.
That's also a good reason.
Oh, look at the little birdie!
Oh, it's Chucky the parakeet. Whee! Wrong bird. Right bird. He's sleepy? So he checked out a room at the hotel? Oh my god, that is adorable. Aw, who's a widow Chucky Wucky? What?
I don't like Chucky.
Well, now hold on a second. He's just mimicking what he's heard. So is Chucky the a-hole? Or is Bernard?
Nah, man, I think he's talking.
Well, that was a thing. Back to the eternal HEIMDALLR! Rean will hold it, and we will go fight monsters.
Arts plus 300? This thing's amazing!
Aww.
An opening!
It's pretty weird that you don't have to use Rean, isn't it?
Yeah!
It's mine!
Okay, so?
What was that?
Far from normal by any means, though I think it was just glowing and stuff.
It doesn't seem to have a negative impact on its host.
Host? Yeah, we're the new Class 7 after all. I don't think this measly lamp is gonna give us any trouble. Let's go fight more battles, okay?
Whatever. Just a lamp. It's not gonna do anything. The occult's bullcrap, right?
Ah!
I'll show no mercy.
Whoa, hold on! Hold the phone! Turn order bonus! The higher elements are active! That's why you have to scope them, because the higher elements are active! It's a different entry!
How fascinating!
Oh!
So you carry this thing around and it gives you a humongous boost to arts and arts defense and activates the higher elements?
Yeah! How fascinating!
I know, I wish I could keep it. But I believe, they've already established that this is not going to happen.
Right.
Second form, Gale!
My back, activate, fire!
My turn.
You're mine! It's down! An opening!
Very well.
Okay, guess we figured it out. Now we know a few of its properties.
It definitely has the power to alter the weather, because now that I think about it, it did get stormy during the battle. Like storm clouds and stuff appeared.
And the 3 higher elements are activated as well.
Time, space, and mirage. Elements that can only be found in ruins. And what about that strange looking fluctuation thingy?
Yeah, like how the monster vanished? Oh, that's right.
The turn order bonuses?
No. When the enemies were defeated.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like a dark voidy thing.
Yeah, instead of like the normal. Huh. Well, it does something, so we can't display it at the museum. Mission accomplished.
Maybe the lamp contains the souls of the monsters we have killed.
Actually, that was a pretty neat quest.
Yeah. I kind of reminded everyone about what artifacts were, because it's kind of been a while since they've been relevant, do you think?
I suppose so.
I mean, Gideon's flute was an artifact, but that's the only one in Cold Steel, right?
The thing is, it's not reasonable to expect that every player is going to remember everything about everything. So there's no reason that you can't remind the players what stuff is and how stuff works. I mean, we kind of blew straight over it.
Well, right. This is nothing new to us.
So here we are out on the West Highway.
The West Gate of Heimdall. There sure is a lot of foot traffic here. Yeah, and there's even a bus stop. If we follow the road, we'll get to these, right?
Yeah, but if we walk, it'd take hours. Especially because we have to fight all the monsters and pick up the conveniently placed treasure chests.
Instructor Rean, I've always wanted to ask, why are those there? Why haven't other people traveling through these highways been like, oh, treasure, and just take it?
See, in order to answer that question, we're going to have to talk about the, Great Collapse.
Come on, Teach. Answer the question.
I believe the wanted monster lurks somewhere on a far-off side road. It's a type of dragon. It's gonna be formidable.
Bring it on! All we have to do is apply what we've learned in the keep, which means it's going down.
Yep, that's right. We'll beat it up and move on to things that matter.
Every now and then, you know the right thing to say.
Yeah, I can't let him beat me to the punch. I have to look cool. Nobody else can. Okay, let's do this. Of course, we're not doing this episode.
Not that we technically show it in any episode, but you get what we're saying. We're ending the episode. That's what we're doing.
Thanks, Quest Guy.
I'm Billy.